Hello and welcome to Finding Your Way. This is my series of Camino Planning Workshops and it's going to help you plan your own Camino. So first of all, I'm Colleen and I'm from Them We Walked and I'm really glad you're here. And before we go any further, give yourself a pat on the back because just by being here means that you've taken your first step towards walking your own Camino. And that is not a small thing. So, what exactly is finding your way? Do you have a friend like me, maybe, who waxes lyrical about their Camino experience? Or have you seen the film The Way and thought, I want to do that? Or maybe you read a book and you thought, I think that's for me. The first time I heard about the Camino was in 2007. A friend of mine walked it and I really thought, yeah, I could do that. I like to walk. I looked on a map and I realised that she was actually walking all the way across Spain and I was terrified. It would actually be another 6 years before I looked at it again. And the reason for that was I'd had cancer and I'd come out the other side and I really felt as though I needed a challenge and the Camino was answering that challenge for me. If you feel the same way and you have an inkling to walk the Camino, but you're as scared as I was initially, then my workshops are going to help you remove that fear. So what exactly is Finding Your Way? It's a series of online planning workshops. I've been running these workshops in person for many years and they've always proved really popular. But you have to live in France to come to them. And lots of people have asked me online if I could create something that they could access. And it's not easy, it's a huge task, but I'm doing it and I'm really excited. They're short videos, they're very practical. It's in my voice, in plain English. I'm no historian, but I love history and I love gathering facts. They're designed to help you feel more prepared and more confident. And more importantly, I want you to feel excited about your Camino and not terrified. Broken down my day workshop into 5 manageable chunks. And each chunk is going to have videos like this one talking through different aspects of the Camino. I'll create downloads for you. Some people prefer to read text, so there'll be text as well. And lots of really useful links where you can go off and find more information from professionals. One of the things that frustrates me is the amount of poor information available online. And I'm going to try and break that down to send you to people who really know what they're talking about and to avoid the pain of you making mistakes. Indeed, I've been planning walks across Spain and France and Portugal for over 12 years now, sometimes alone, but also leading groups. In fact, I started a walking club and I trained with the British Mountaineering Association to become a lowland leader. And I've poured all of that knowledge and all of that experience into these workshops. There are 5, short enough not to overwhelm you, but full of useful tips to make it really great value for money. And each one will focus on a different aspect of the Camino. And you may not need all 5, which is why I've broken them down. You might just be interested about what's in my bag and what I carry, or you might be stuck on how you actually plan the logistics, or do you need to plan? So the first one is about the Camino, what it is, the history, the facts and the ideas behind this ancient path. But more than that, why people walk, why was there a resurgence? What is the Camino? How do you find your way? So it's just going to give you the groundwork to what you're going to need to know. The next one is how you choose the Camino. It's not one Camino, but many. And I've walked many and there are still so many on my list. So how do you know which one is right for you? I'll break down how you can choose, how you can define what it is your Camino will be about so that at least on your first Camino, because most people have a second, you'll get it right. Also, the planning, which I talked about, how to get to Spain, how to get home from Spain. Should you plan? Should you not plan? If you do want to plan a little bit, how do you find out where the accommodation is and how good that accommodation is? And what if you want to book or don't want to book? Should you stay in an albergue? Should you stay in a hotel? Should you go on a tour? We'll cover all of that kind of information. My 4th workshop is about a typical day on the Camino. And I don't want to give spoilers away. I don't want to spoil the surprise for you, but there are some things that you can learn about in advance and help you prepare for the challenges of the Camino. If you're going to stay in hostels, how can you make it easier to get to sleep at night? How can you cope with the rigors of the weather? Because you'll most probably walk in rain and hot sunshine. How do you go about meeting people if you're alone? What do you do to make you feel safe, make yourself feel safer? Are there tools out there that can help you with all of this? Where do you eat? What kind of food do you eat? How do you cope if you have allergies? Or like me, you can't eat gluten. I'll cover the basics, the nitty-gritties of each day and the challenges that you'll face. And lastly, what's in your bag? On my workshops, this is always really popular. I lead groups. I have walked with people who have brought way too much gear and they've spent a fortune on that gear, and you don't need to. So I'll go through what I carry for those people who want to carry their own bag, but also you can use that as a basis for what you're going to have if you're using bag transport. Also, Jerry's going to go through his bag because we obviously take different things. And also I'm going to tell you what to leave behind. And I promise you that I will save you the money of that workshop on what you don't need to buy. So those are my 5 workshops. I strongly believe that the Camino is for everyone. You don't have to walk fast. You don't have to walk far. You certainly don't have to carry everything on your back. You just have to start. And the fact is, you're here listening to me, so you have already started. So there you have it. That is finding your way. And I'm really excited to get started. If you're interested in joining me on that journey, there are a few ways that you can find me. I have my website, Then We Walked, which you may already be on. Below, there are links to each of the individual workshops and also my Facebook group and my Facebook page, and also a little email sign-up form so that if you want to be one of the first people to get access to my courses, fill in the box below and I'll send an email when it's ready and live. And if you have any questions, go along to my Facebook community and I try and drop in every day and answer people's questions. That's it from me. Thank you, and maybe I'll see you on the road.